This meeting's being live streamed. Are you okay with that?
I give my consent.
All right. I was taking it anyway. Didn't matter. Yeah.
That reminds you. Actually, no, it might be too dark. Yeah, no. Yeah, take it.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I do have an update for TMZ stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Those bastards are making me a liar. They're making me out to be a liar because I have not been on TMZ again, but I've been brought into the production studio twice, but I haven't been on the show again. So I got rescheduled.
Oh.
So first Friday, I was supposed to do it on Friday. Yeah, Friday. And it was a different producer. First two times I worked with one producer. This time it was a different one. She was a she. And my segment got bumped. So they didn't have whatever I was supposed to talk about. Can we reschedule you? Yeah. Monday or Tuesday works out fine. Tuesday comes. They said they were going to put me down for Tuesday. Tuesday comes, and what happened on Tuesday? I'm trying to think. What happened on Tuesday? Because today is Wednesday. And I met with somebody today as well. Tuesday, what happened?
Yeah, I thought today was Thursday. I was like, I don't know what happened 2 days ago for some reason.
It felt like Thursday to me too. But on Tuesday, talked to the producer, different person again. Oh, this is what happened on Tuesday. So realistically, like I've got to be in the frame of mind to actually feel like doing it. It's a process for me.
Yeah.
All right. So I got to feel like doing it. Work was a little worky. And I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. So let's just do it tomorrow. I was like, fine, we'll put you on for tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, which is today, Wednesday. And different producer again, it's a guy, different guy, and gives me the rundown, hits me up. His timing is always a little bit off. Like the first producer was on it. When he said he was going to do something, he did it. These other producers, not so much. They got a lot to do. Important, not necessarily an important job, but a busy job. I get it. So hits me up, gives me a list of topics. And what was different about this list was normally the items they give you to choose from are already on the website. So you can look at them on the website and formulate an opinion based off of that. Out of the 7 or 8 they gave me, 3 I picked, 2 out of the 3 were not on the website. So I had to research it other places.
Oh,
so they give you 3 things. They tell you to pick 3 things, and then they come back. So they give you a list of 10 or whatever, tell you to pick 3. Out of the 3, they come back to you and tell you which one you got hours later. So the way I operate, and I'm going to blame this on being a perfectionist and a Virgo, is I try to plot my course because I don't want to be on national television saying and So I research the topics and I formulate a thought, and then I tighten up that thought and I rehearse the thought that I want to give. It's not necessarily like what they really want you to do is give an opinion, and they really want you to do it off the fly.
Yeah.
Off of what they have going on. Well, I have my own process going on. So gave me 3, 2 of them weren't on the website. They might be on there now. I don't know. And what they gave me was Masika is suing, and you're about to be like, who the fuck are these people? Masika is suing the Zeus Network and Hazel E for $6 million because she said that they assaulted her and one of the security guards sexually assaulted her as well. Well, Masika and Hazel E are former contestants, I don't know, participants of Love and Hip Hop, like Hollywood or something like that back in the day.
Okay.
They've had beef. And what happened was Zeus now does a lot of scripted reality television. I don't even have the Zeus Network, but they do a lot of reality shows where like the leftovers from the VH1 shows would go to Zeus to get their reality television show made. Like Real Chance of Love went to Zeus instead of coming back to VH1.
Okay.
Michael Blackson had a show on Zeus instead of getting on VH1 about him trying to.
That tells me everything I need to know about Zeus right there.
And Zeus really feels like a bootleg YouTube that decided to just say, fuck it, we're just going to be cable, like Revolt. Right? That's what Zeus really seems like. So I don't have that network. I've never seen the show, never seen the headline, but TMZ did have this one on their page. And there was a video. From the video, the way it's promo by Zeus, of course, they're drumming up the controversy or whatever around it. Two ladies are sitting there talking, insults and jabs are going back and forth. And then the one lady, Hazel E, says something about Masika's daughter. Your daughter must be proud. And Masika got fired up, grabbed the champagne flute and just threw it at her, speedball style. Right? They're probably sitting far away from each other as like, I don't know, let's just say 10 feet. So security gets in the middle of that and they start pulling Masika back and they take Masika out of the room. And again, this is edited footage. Like, I don't really know what happens in real time. I'm just looking at the promo from Zeus. Then Masika is like on the ground in the corner and security is like on top of her trying to hold her back because she's going crazy. Anyway, she's suing Zeus for that interaction. And her lawyers are trying to get the footage taken down because they're saying that's not showing it in full context. So that's what TMZ gave me to talk about. And my point was just really quickly going to be, it looks like Masika was the agitator. I understand why her law team will want to have the footage taken down because it makes their client look in a bad light. My only question is, what makes Masika think that Hazel E and Zeus have $6 million, let alone $1 million to give her? Mm-hmm. So that was it. Anyway, producer hits me back. He hits me back saying, I'm gonna call you in 5 minutes. 12 minutes passes. He calls me. We're on the video session in Skype. Harvey's not there this time. The black guy is, and there's the other host. And at the bottom, I can see something about Kanye and Gap. So the producer gets in my ear and he's like, so we decided not to run the Masika thing, the Hazel E Masika thing. And instead, Kanye is having a beef with Gap right now. Do you think that's something you might want to talk about? And I'm sitting here like, there's a process for me.
Yeah.
I can't, because it's live. Like the show is, I'm in the pit. I'm in the newsroom. And it's just like, we're going to go in like a minute and a half. Do you think you have a comment on this? And it's just like, I don't want to be the dude on TV going, of course I had
something silly. Like you're saying, like Kanye's
Kanye forever.
Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Pete Davidson rocks. I'm like, what is this guy talking about?
I just want to formulate a thought. Like, I just want to have something that I want to say that I can get behind and not just say stuff to say stuff. And this goes back to something I've talked about for the show before. Like, we're not like, not stand up. What's the other kind of comedian where they use like props and shit?
Oh, improv and stuff?
Yeah, we're not improv. I'm not an improv person. And again, this just maybe the perfectionist that Virgo in me. But so I told him, like, I don't really have an opinion about that. Could have came up with one, but it just wouldn't have been snappy enough. It wouldn't have been good on the spot like that. He's like, oh, I understand. I get it. Well, maybe we can fit you in the viewer's choice. Viewer's choice is what I was supposed to do on Friday. Viewer's choice is when you actually have dialogue with the host. You're not just saying your comment. You're talking to the host, and then the host responds back to you. So it would have been different and a little, not exposure, but just a little more engagement with the whole process. And ultimately, he was like, yeah, we're going to see if we can get you hit up with viewer's choice. And they never hit me up again today. So I don't know what that means or if it doesn't mean, but I just will say, like, these dudes treat me like I ain't got a job. And they just be like, can you reschedule? What about now? What about tomorrow? 3 days from now? We'll see how it goes. Like, I get it. They can ask 600 people and, 500 is going to say yes, and they can pick from the litter. So it doesn't matter. But it's also, when you really think about it, it's also like free labor because like they're asking me to provide content for their show that they're all getting something off of. And they're just hitting you like, it's a little bit of exposure. It's not even exposure because I can't even use my full name. I can only use my first name. You're not going to be able to find me. It does nothing for me.
You know, it's funny though, 'cause I think it's became like common nature, right, to have like exploit the common man, right? Where it's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna have you do this job. We're not gonna compensate you, and good looks. Like,
Appreciate it, player.
in this
We'll
situation,
reach out again to have you do it again.
look, like I know, I say this all the time when I'm with my mom and we're doing self checkout, and I'm like, oh, I'm a bad employee, bro. Like, I'm telling you that right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they gonna do? Fire me?
Yeah, I had thoughts today. I had thoughts. I had in my hand. Oh, I got some a family fun pack. Do you know what that is?
Is that the chips or is that the?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
it's the chips. Last I got one of these packs, it was a snack pack, but now it's called a family fun pack.
Okay.
I had it in my hands and I couldn't find the barcode, and I always go to self checkout, and I was just like, so just put it in the bag. Like I had on a mask, like what, but I didn't. I found the barcode, but I had the thoughts.
No, I've definitely I try, but like if two things go in the thing and it's like I could take it out, but y'all should be checking me.
Like, I mean, it's built into the budget. They've got loss prevention.
It is, profit and loss, P&L statements. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, look, y'all shouldn't be charging $5 for salami anyway. Like, I'm sorry. Like, bye. Like, I don't do it with malicious intent, but if I happen to finish grocery shopping and I put all the bags away, and mind you, I got to bag my own shit. Mm-hmm. Then I look and I'm like, I don't think I scanned that. Oh well.
I guess I didn't scan that.
Like, I'm not about to go through this shit and count my shit. I'll tell you that.
That could happen, and I can understand how that.
Now I'm not gonna re-wreck it. I think I shared the story one time. One of my friends tried to walk out the store with and it was like, "Why didn't you bag anything?" And she was like, "Oh, I got the receipt in my car." And it's like,
what?
And then she left. Yeah, she was trying to legit walk out of a store without buying anything, and security was like, "Ma'am, you gotta pay for that." She's like, "I did." And it was like, "Where's your receipt?" She's like, "I just came back in to get one more thing." Like, why isn't anything bagged? And she was like, "The receipt's in the car." And then she left, and then she called me and was like, "Yo, they almost got me." And I was like, "Yeah, because you're dumb." Loud.
She's a criminal now.
Oh, no, definitely. Even I was like, girl, I can see maybe taking a little munchkins or something. You know what I'm saying?
A couple donut holes, but you
you went ham. TV. You was trying to do $100 worth of stuff. That's I can maybe see a Twix bar, oops, but not but even then, get arrested or embarrassed for $1, that just seems silly. So
yeah, it's a little bit too much.
Yeah, but no, I definitely no. They are exploiting you. They are trying to get you to, they want that humor because we're internationally known. So they're like, "Yo, we got Jay here. We gotta make sure
Jay.
we."
I'm not even Jay down that road. I'm just Jay to TMZ.
Yeah. We gotta get Jay on here. Lay this comic gold for us, and we're gonna get an increase in subscribers and listeners. And they're tagging you along. They need to respect your time.
Yeah, they are definitely stringing me along. Speaking of internationally known, so I got to thinking after last week's episode, because you threw out a lot of things that I was just like, I can't even judge these appropriately with what we have. I have come up with a 4th level of judgment.
Okay.
All right.
I love this.
So shooting bail, generally positive.
Yeah.
Gentle judgment, where it's just un poquito, just a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't shit, which is just, this is horrible. This is the worst level of judgment that we have.
Mm-hmm.
4th level I'm thinking about is recusing yourself from judgment, where it's just I can't make any sense of this. I have something to say, but I don't feel like it's good, bad. I'm indifferent.
Okay. I like it.
You're on board with recusing yourself from judgment.
Yeah. I mean, you would have I guess a plead the fifth type of thing, right? Where it's I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, but pleading the fifth is more about if you're defending.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So I get that. You know what I'm saying? So it's sometimes it's warranted where it's I'm gonna have to recuse myself on this one.
Cool.
I'm down with it.
Cool. Anything to run through before we start the recording of the show?
No, I can't think of anything. Honestly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's get it started.
Cooler beaners. So You will now be brought into the podcast recording.
All right, welcome back to the Don't Judge Me Podcast. Here today with Sir Nygel, House of the Wave Files, from the Dark Gray Triad, always looking left, because I'm not right. End of August, and going into September. That's all I got. My co-host.
Well, with it being the end of August, it's the end of an era for my birth month. And
yeah, I was actually about to say it too. Yep.
Pour out some Dasani to commemorate the loss of August. But we'll still be here and you'll still be listening. So I, Ppl Negro, would first and foremost like to thank you, the jury, for joining us and listening to the Don't Judge Me podcast, where it is absolutely your pleasure to make our acquaintance. You've been brought here today to listen to the opinions of the Honorable Sir Nygel and the humble Ppl Negro. And as a member of the jury, your say is final in the judgment of people that you clearly think you are better than. Lend your voice to this podcast courtroom by doing one or all of the following. Leave a voicemail at 410-834-1562. Send us an email at don'tjudgepod@gmail.com, or hit Sir Nygel on his House of Wave Files messaging system, aka WhatsApp, at the Don't Judge Me podcast. Then anything and everything you say and or write will be brought up to the fellow jury members and you will be judged accordingly. We're currently live streaming each and every episode via YouTube, so you can reach out there as well. To find us, simply search for the Don't Judge Me podcast and hit the subscribe button before you do anything else. The YouTube stream has a bit more content at the beginning and the end of the show that does not appear on the podcast that you get from your DSPs. So if you'd like to get a little more time with us, and we know you would, go there first. Then come back for the audio only experience to feel more of the Don't Judge Me podcast. With all of that out of the way, I'd like to now get this show in session and hopefully break for recess before things really get out of hand, because we shall proceed to continue to judge in life. Will I ever be able to recite that, Nygel, without reading it? What's the over under? What do you got on that?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay, I have a no. I'm glad you have confidence in me now, sir.
Yeah, of course I have confidence. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to knock it out. You know what I'm saying? Paint the picture. Year's 2024.
2024.
I'm not gonna give it too long. I don't want to say like 2088. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like artificial downloads. You got an SD card in the back of your neck. You know what I'm saying? Like no. Like, you know, 2024 is January, brand new, the year of the Don't Judge Me podcast. Just like, you know, I got Chinese ones have the year of the dog, year of the Don't Judge Me podcast.
It's 2024. That's our year. Okay.
Internationally known on the microphone.
Okay.
Steve Harvey is retired. You're now part-time co-host.
Family Feud. I'm moving on to Family Feud.
Who's TMZ's guy? Is it not Steve Harvey?
It's Harvey. His name's Harvey.
Harvey,
the white guy.
White Harvey, Lawyer Harvey. You know what I'm saying?
White Harvey.
We're gonna be internationally known on the microphone, and then you're gonna just spit it like bars. Okay, it's just gonna be flowing off, and then, you know, add it in with our sponsors, because, you know, clearly we're making bank by then.
Sure. Absolutely.
You know, yeah, and not like the cliche joints either. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking like Nikkei.
Okay. Okay, for Nikkei.
Yeah.
And ID Das?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you know, watch us in our up and coming movie, Fasten Seatbelt. Because Vin Diesel liked our show so much that he put us in.
He put us in.
We're gonna all play his grandkids, who are now helping him race his scooter to the retirement home.
Actually, leaving my house, if I make a right turn and then another right turn, there's a golf cart for sale in someone's lawn. But this lawn can't do anything with the golf cart. Meaning, like, curious, where did you get this from?
Did they have
your house?
Oh yeah, it's easy to steal those things.
Like, where did you get this from? Because you can't use this. Why do you? It's got like blue metallic paint on it. I don't know if it's a new golf cart, but the paint job is why I noticed it. But it's just sitting in someone's lawn.
So let me tell you. So like when I used to work in leasing, we had a golf cart, right?
Yeah.
And it was one of the days where one of my underlings had lost the keys. And I know why, because usually he used to like come by the office and like he'd either like he wouldn't like get trashed or anything, but he'd come by like tipsy, drive to an abandoned apartment and like use it to smang, right? Like,
wow.
Yeah, he would do the most. And I know in the midst of that, he lost the keys, right? I went on eBay, found a random pair of replacement golf cart keys, and they worked and fit. And we were able to get them replaced for like $6, right? With that being said, that person definitely stole that golf cart and just drove off with it. Essentially, it's just like pretty much putting a screwdriver in there and just turning it, and it's battery powered. So it's like,
I mean, we could be the golf cart boys instead of the Kia boys if it's just as easy as just a generic blank.
Just as easy, just as easy. And like you literally just drive off with it. You're going like maybe 5-10 miles per hour. You can get a good getaway if you get some speed on you.
Not that good though.
Nah. But I mean, it's maneuverable, so you can
dart through things.
You can dart through stuff. So you might be able to get through with traffic or something, hit the sidewalk, and keep it going.
It's just gone until you get to the curb that does not have the handicap accessible.
It's gonna be bumpy.
Access.
There's no shocks on that thing. Like you are getting jacked up.
It's just all battery and base. That's all it is. It's the flat base and the battery in the back.
It is definitely the wackest thing. And there's no doors unless you get the attachment. So you pretty much you're gonna die. You're gonna slide off that thing.
Not if you fasten your seatbelt.
There's usually not seatbelts on those things.
You remember that clip? You remember that clip from a couple years ago where the girls were on 50? They were coming from DC and they were riding up. I talked about it on the show. They were coming up 50. This was during the pandemic. They were coming up 50 on a golf cart.
Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah. Like, see, they started it and they are the, like, Son of Anarchy. Yeah. It's the children of Golf Nation.
Like a motorcycle club, but for golf carts.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of a leather vest with like your logo on the back, it's quirky golf pants.
Oh, like the different plaids and lengths and width. Yeah.
So if you have like a green and gold, like you're part of the Wonka Boys.
Wonka Boys. I thought you were gonna say the Masters org, because I think the Masters colors are green and gold. But
sure.
You start
both work.
Yeah, they all work. Doesn't matter.
See, so that's the street name.
Oh.
You have like Angel Dust, and then you got the up. It's like, all right, so we're known as the Masters on the street, but and non hood related, we are whatever I said. I can't remember.
The Wonka Boys.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I'm with it. So Nygel and I talked a little bit before the show, and if you watched the YouTube stream, you caught this conversation, this discussion. Generally speaking, within the show, we deliver a story, and the person who's listening judges the story. The judgments are generally gentle judgment or yarling shit, with an occasional shooting bail. Well, Sir Nygel threw me for all kinds of loops last week, and I figured we needed something else. So along with shooting bail, gentle judgment, yarling shit, you can now recuse yourself from providing judgment when you're indifferent or you just don't have a clue where this should go. So now you're okay with this again, correct?
Yeah, of course.
We can't plead the fifth because we are the attorneys, but sometimes we need to. And with that being said, I'm going to deliver the first bit of news. You ready, Sir Nygel?
Yeah, let's rock 'em, sock 'em.
George Foreman is accused of sexual abuse. 2 women filed lawsuits in Los Angeles County alleging that Foreman, a boxing champion, forced them to have sex with him as minors in the 1970s. Foreman has denied the allegations. I'm going to summarize the story. The young ladies, when they were kids, their dads worked for George Foreman for a number of years. Foreman is saying once they were not Foreman, the women are accusing that once they were around 17 years old, Foreman then had them perform sexual acts with him. And now, almost 50 years later, they are bringing charges into Los Angeles County for alleged sexual abuse from George Foreman. What say you, Sir Nygel? How would you judge this?
Ain't shit. I mean, I know people deal with trauma differently, but 50 years, like, bruh, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, again, if it happened, it's unfortunate. He should be held accountable. But I feel as a male in society, it seems unfair in some cases if someone comes out of the blue 30, 50 years later and says some shit that you can't disprove. And given, I don't know if it happened or not. If it did, I wish he does get, what he deserves. But I just feel like there's no way to prove it at this point. And, I don't know. Like at that point, like you're 60 years old. I don't know. Like that just doesn't. It just doesn't. Like, why wait that long? Why? Like, I mean, you took 50. I mean, given everybody handles trauma differently, but two people 50 years later, like, I don't know. It just seems like they could have done that sooner.
So my question is, were their fathers aware?
We don't know because they probably did.
Because a lot of the judgment needs to go to dear old dad.
Oh, of course.
Being a man, like niggas is looking. You with your girl, they looking. You got your daughter out here, they looking. When dudes are on the prowl. You do things, you say things. Don't put that on. Where you think you're going, stay away from him. Like you don't have a blind eye to other men in the presence of a woman. You know what's going on. So I have to question if their fathers knew or if their fathers were involved. And not to say like the dads are predators or, leading their daughters to try to make a move on George Foreman. That's just save that for House of Dragons. Because that happens in House of Dragons, by the way.
Oh, I was like, oh, really?
It happens in like the first episode.
Oh, okay.
It happens. But, and she was 17. But, and the king was like 50. But, like what I'm not going to say is what I'm not going to say. If this is true, this is uber disgusting because these were 10-year-olds when they started to know Mr. Foreman. And now they're adults where like he watched them grow into young women and was just like, yeah, the time is right. Rubbing his hands together. He probably had on boxing gloves the whole time. Rubbing his boxing gloves together.
Well, a boxing glove and a kitchen glove because he had his Foreman.
His Foreman glove. Like, he definitely. Foreman definitely seems the type to like put on. This man named all of his kids George, even his daughter.
Yeah, like Georgette, Georgina, Georgia. Like
he named them all George.
Yeah.
What that just popped in my mind. Like, so he's not sensible. So we'll start there. George Foreman is not a sensible person.
No, he definitely isn't. And that's why I'm like, I'd hope he wouldn't do this.
That's the thing. I hope he wouldn't.
But
thinking about
don't know really nothing about George. I mean, he could be, he could have fucked up. He could have a head trauma. Like, I mean, I don't know what's wrong.
He absolutely experiences head trauma. If you get punched in the head for a living for years, there's trauma in that space. Your brain is banging around. Even if you're not getting punched in the head, like bobbing and weaving, moving, like you shifting, your brain's smacking up against your skull every now and again.
And you can imagine too, like this is back like earlier before, like, like I guess
medicine. Before anybody gave a fuck.
Yeah. So it was like, hey man, what you want to name your kid? George. You had 3 other kids. I got 3 other kids. Like,
I don't. This is my first George.
I'm gonna name them all George because I can't seem to remember things. You know what I'm saying? Like, In which case, I mean, I don't know. Like, I really hope it wasn't the case, but I also feel like I mean, it's probably gonna come off as an asshole. I don't know, but like, I feel that there should be a statute on how long it should be before. Now, given maybe if like it happened when you're younger, you get longer time because you need to develop and process what you happened to you. But 50 years, that's the part that gets me. And to your point, fathers ain't shit either. I mean, you bringing them over to your boss's house, not even your boss. I know George Foreman wouldn't it wasn't like he fucking invented the fucking Foreman grill, right? Like, he's just a face. So like, why are you bringing your kid over to his house? Like, to hang out with his 13 other Georges?
He was the boss, and maybe he
hired interns to handle his appointments and shit for commercials.
I'm gonna imagine that, because I think these guys did security for George Foreman, so I'm gonna imagine like they were the fathers were involved in a large aspect of George Foreman's personal life. And a lot of that included like family outings, and he would bring his daughters or whatever around, and they were all swimming in the pool, and just because they were all familiar with one another. So I would imagine it wasn't like the dads were bringing the little girls into like the boxing ring, and one daughter was the cut man.
Well, that's what I guess. That's what I was kind of like thinking about. I'm like, well, I guess in that aspect, like, you can't necessarily afford a pool, but George Foreman has one, and he's having something for his kids. So let me bring my daughter along. But then at that point, like, you ain't watching your kids. Like, so to your point again, initially, like, you ain't shit for, leaving your kid missing, I guess, if that was the case. And like, come on, George. I know. I mean, even though you had like 20 kids, I know you can get a side jump. Like, I mean, you ain't gotta mess with kids. Like, that's a no. That's like the one thing. Like, you steal from Safeway, but don't fuck with kids, man. Kids are innocent. Like, you should never do anything to a kid.
Like, us trying to make sense of it is going to be like the same thing that is going to happen in the courtroom during litigation, because it's just like, what? Even if they tell a story, like, it's all hearsay.
It is. It's incredibly hearsay.
This is the 70s. There's no footage. There's no
cameras. There's no Instagram. There's no MySpace. There's no YouTube. There's no evidence.
It's just all recollection. There's no Ring doorbell. Memory is false. You implant things in your memories through your experiences for one reason or another. It's all hearsay from their side and his side. Like, what? He might not. He could literally not remember.
No, even just if you guys check out our YouTube, we were talking about yesterday, and I was
having a hard time trying to figure out what happened yesterday.
Could not remember what happened yesterday. I didn't even know what day it was just 10 minutes ago. Like, so yeah, you asked me 50 years ago. Like, right now it's like asking me what happened on my 10th birthday. I don't know.
I'm thinking. Don't have a memory for my 10th birthday.
I remember my 18th birthday.
I remember my 12th birthday because I had a block party.
I want to say like 9 through 12, I had a McDonald's party, but I can't tell you what year. Yeah, I don't remember much, man. Like, even like high school, like, I can't remember. I mean, outside my 18th birthday, and the only reason I remember because I didn't do anything. I didn't celebrate with family. I purposely went to Pentagon City and bought socks. Like, that's the only reason. I was like, man, this is lame.
Were they white socks?
Nah, black low-key Nike joints. Not ankle, but the other version. Like, where it's not, I guess it like covers the brim of your ankle. It's not like the low cut, but the one right above it. I bought them from Foot Locker, 3rd floor in the back corner.
Where'd you go?
Pentagon City.
I've never been to Pentagon City. I've seen it. It's like, where's the mall?
Yo, I could look. I was listening to my headphones, listening to Charlie Baltimore on my CD player, bro. Like I said, like, this is like, I remember this day. But
I just today I read a headline about Charlie Baltimore explaining how she caught Biggie Smalls cheating on her. But in my mind, I was like, but he was married to Faith.
It's like,
it's like he was married to Faith when he was
spitting that game, both on the track and off the track. Like, this, he had this girl so messed up. She's like, yo, you cheating on me?
You cheating on me with other women
besides your wife?
Besides your wife.
Like, we had a relationship. It was supposed to be me, your wife, and you. Now you getting other jumps? Like, yeah, because I got it like that. Like,
and I believe the article went on to say that her catching him cheating was how she became a rapper, Charlie Baltimore, because she went through his phone, the old Nokia bricks, I guess, back in the day,
yeah.
And got all their names and contact information, and then wrote a rhyme and then recited it months later to him. And they both laughed about it. He was like, I'm trying to put the commission together and I want you to be a part of that. Then he died, but his business partner, continued to push Charlie Baltimore. And that's why you got to listen to her while you were in Pentagon City buying a pair of socks.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I used to love Charlie Baltimore. Let me look her up. Yeah, let me see if my taste is still worth.
She still looks virtually the same.
I remember I used to have just the biggest crush on Charlie Baltimore. I think it was the red hair.
Okay.
I think it was the red hair. I'm looking at it now.
Fair. I've got another story where I'm sure someone had red hair. Certain of it. Kool-Aid red. Are you ready for it, Sir Nygel?
Yeah, I love the Kool-Aid.
Large group of adults get into a chaotic brawl at Chuck E. Cheese, police say. This was in North Charleston, South Carolina. Police say at least 2 people were detained after a large group of adults were found arguing and attacking one another inside a Chuck E. Cheese on a Saturday. Police were dispatched to Chuck E. Cheese on Rivers Avenue around 6:30 p.m. Saturday for reports of a large fight. On the way there, officers were told someone had a gun, although that was not confirmed. When officers got there, let me finish. When officers got there, they found a large crowd arguing and attempting to attack one another inside the business. 2 suspects were detained, one for allegedly hitting a security guard and the other for allegedly being one of the fight instigators. The security guard who was allegedly assaulted said he had tried to put one of the subjects in handcuffs, but that person pulled away and punched him in the head. First, before I ask your judgment on this one, security guard, you think you're a real cop, huh? Trying to put somebody in handcuffs. Fuck wrong with you? Get out of here, sir. Sir Nygel, what do you rate this article about the fight between the adults at Chuck E. Cheese?
I'm shooting them bail.
Okay.
I mean, they be in their true selves. Okay, look, I already don't want to be in this fucking place. You're wasting my Saturday. I don't want to be here. Why that kid just touched me? Did he just cough on me? And then, somebody pushed you like, man, fuck you, dog. Like, nah, fuck you. Oh. I've been waiting all week to fight somebody.
You have
jab.
You have a full scene of the Chuck E. Cheese escalation.
Yo, look. It's gonna be like, I don't want to be here. Probably somebody significant other probably was already nagging them or something. Somebody, baby mama, baby father showed up with the other jump, right? And they are already upset. Then the other one, like the kid didn't show up, or somebody didn't bring a gift, or the Chuck E. Cheese official, I don't know, whatever employee was like, oh, your pizza's gonna be delayed, and it's the table that came in after them, they got their pizza first, right? And then I don't know, they had that same thing like the Muppets joint, right? You try and get a picture with the rat, and he walked off on your kid or some shit, right?
Well, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. You know why? Well, Chuck E. Cheese. No. Chuck E. Cheese would only that would only happen in reverse, because the kid in the costume at Chuck E. Cheese is always black.
Oh yeah.
So the white kids might get ignored,
maybe,
but these niggas who was fighting, their kids weren't ignored.
Or it's gonna be like that somebody brought some extra kid that they wasn't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring Don Trell, right? And then he brings 3 of his friends. And it's like he brought 4 people, and then you gave me some a leapfrog jump. Like, bruh, no, you guys to go. And then they got into an altercation off of that.
So all of what you have outlined seems to be a possibility that this actually went down this way. As a parent, I've only gone to one Chuck E. Cheese party, and it was early, like 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, you gotta go early.
But I would never take my kids to Chuck E. Cheese. We would never go to things at Chuck E. Cheese. Like we might not even gotten invitations to go. And like Friends of Black, it's just like we knew better. Like what the fuck? No, why are we going to Chuck E. Cheese? This isn't fun. This is a problem. Chuck E. Cheese is problematic. Period. Like it just the space is too small for adults and children.
It is because they design everything for the kid. And like even if you wanted to partake, I've been invited to like 4 Chuck E. Cheese birthday parties. Now I don't know why I get invited because I don't have a kid, and
they think you give good gifts. You're a
great
gift giver.
Look, I mean, like I don't mind it because I'll support anybody's kid, right? Because again, I think kids are, you know, like as far as like amazing potential, right? Like I mean, flourish them, you know, foster their creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like be there and supportive. Like I feel like children should have that space, right? So like if you invite me to a party, hell yeah, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna get that little motherfucker something. Like, you know what they into, what they want, because I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Like I will drop some bread. I will spend more on a kid's birthday party than a wedding gift for a motherfucker. Okay, because like, look, I'm straight up. Be like, yo, that little Voltron. Like you remember Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie? Yeah. If I need to go out somewhere to buy that toy,
got it. Jingle all the way. Yeah.
I'm showing up with it, okay? Because that's what they want. Cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you should be able to get that because you know, like the littlest things will inspire a kid to be something fucking amazing, right? I've been to 4 different joints. I've been to Tone Flow's kids birthday party.
Okay.
I've been to my boy Kinko's. I've been to.
You had a friend named Kinko?
Yeah, he went to college and all of a sudden he had a nickname. I think he made it up. He all of a sudden was just like, yeah, my name Kinko. And I'm like, where'd that come from?
Was he like cheating on people, just copying answers? Like
I maybe just copying shit. Like I don't know what it was. I just know love him to death. If you're listening, bruh, you're my man. But I just remember back in the day, he went to Hampton.
Came back Kinko.
Ain't no like within the week, like, man, how you been? Like, how's school treating you? Yeah, man, you know, they call me Kinko now. I'm like, ooh, you don't even know nobody. Like, like you've been gone for like you left this afternoon. Like you ain't unpacked yet. How you got a nickname? And that's been his nickname since. Yo, I was like, yo, this man left and recreated himself. Power to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you needed. Power to you. I mean, like, you know, he's been successful with that nickname. Everybody knew him. So I mean, whatever he was doing worked.
Right.
But
Kinko.
Kinko. I got invited to his birthday, his kid's birthday. But one of them, he is like 4 now. And then
that's what he was doing. He was making them copies. Did he name all his kids Kinko?
Jr.? No. None of them. It's all biblical names actually. So and then
Eli,
my niece Ezekiel.
Okay. Ezekiel is one of his kids.
Yes, and Phoenix and well, not Phoenix is not biblical. Well, kind of, but I mean, well, as far as like rising from whatever. But and then my niece, and then I had an ex-girlfriend. I got invited to a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, and each one of them, I saw the potential for the ruckus. Because you could be walking around, you know, like even just coming in the jump, a kid, you know, fucking runs into your kneecap, and you're like, okay. Now, you know, most parents, you're saying, because they always take that kid celebration as an adult celebration too, right? They probably was twisted, smoked out, dranked up, and you know, waiting for their Chuck E. Cheese pizza. And I could see how it could get hostile real fast.
Chuck E. Cheese, where adult dreams go to die.
No, real talk. Because even I was like, yo, I wouldn't mind playing one of these games. It was all dumb good. Excuse me. It was all like games that just were designed to just take your money and give you like one ticket. That's probably how it really started, yo. Somebody probably hit like that bowling joint, hit a couple 100s, 10 tickets came out, and the kid probably just like
snatched them up. Well, they don't give out tickets anymore. I think it's still on a card system, like Dave and Buster's or whatever.
Oh, probably somebody dropped the card. Somebody tried to pick it up and was like, yo, that's my card. It's like, nah, chief.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people's kids don't have restraint. Like they don't have regards for other people. They carry on everywhere like they carry on in their home, and it should just be nuts. Like I don't ever want to be in a Chuck E. Cheese. Never want to work in one. Never want to own one. I don't like driving past one. It feels dangerous. Like I might get shot. Like Chuck E. Cheese is a bad spot.
Oh, it is. But I will say, when I went for my niece, I think it was like her 8th birthday party. I had that pizza. like it was one of those like you remember like back in the day like when in TV shows where like they zoom in on your eye and like it's like a flashback. Like that's what happened. Like I was like, yo, this pizza is horrible, but it like it just
unlocked a core memory,
part of a very core memory where I was like, this is. It's almost like a McDonald's hamburger, right? Like I know this isn't good, but this is good in a different way. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's good because it's associated with a memory.
Yeah, McDonald's tastes like different options.
No, that's
it's just like tastes like a deep breath.
Like you gave up. Like I mean, like, just like
deep breath. It's just like there are different options. I shouldn't have done this.
That's
exactly what McDonald's.
And every once in a while, it's like I just like me, I'll be like, oh, I'm craving this McDonald's burger, and I'll have it. I'll be like, why? Like why? Why was I craving that? Like that was a mistake.
There's a Wendy's across the street, and I picked fuck. I'm stupid. Yeah.
And they want to pay charge you like normal prices now. I can make chicken $7. I'm sorry.
McChicken is $2.50. Like, yo, wait.
Yo,
what?
no, like that's what I'm saying.
This is a giant chicken nugget.
Back
like,
in
what are
my
we doing
day,
here?
it was $1.06. You gonna charge me $2 for the price of one? And still give me a shitty.
It's still just as shitty as I remember.
No, it's a piece of chicken slapped on with like a I don't even want to call it a dollop, but like a fucking squirt of mustard
they put
mayo.
A quart of mayo on McChicken.
And then just like sloppily left over. Like they went to Taco Bell and was like, yo, you all got extra lettuce? Like give us that shit.
You know what?
Just slap that shit on there.
You know what McDonald's lettuce is? You get a head of lettuce, right? And the leaves are at the top. McDonald's lettuce is the base. It's just chopped up base lettuce.
I wouldn't be surprised if they literally just get like the industrial paper shredder and just fucking chuck those things, heads of lettuce right into it, because you can't tell me that anyone in that store is precisely cut. And I think it comes pre-cut.
It comes pre-cut.
It comes pre-cut, but in a pinch, I bet you they just have like in case of emergency, open the lettuce shredder.
It's a paper cutter from Amazon. It's an Amazon basic paper cutter. That's how they shred their lettuce.
And they just fucking like expand it over a giant trash bin in the bag. And they just fucking they just slap that shit on there, hit that giant squirt of mayo, and throw it in there and be like, $3, please. First off, you want to put some respect on my shit.
Yeah, the mayo amount is definitely disrespectful. Like,
yeah, it's trifling.
I don't care where you go. If you get a McChicken, it's gonna have more mayo than it should be on a motherfucking sandwich.
Yeah, that I don't know what, like I don't think I've actually seen the advertisement for in a while, but whatever you get doesn't look nothing like what you paid for. Like that shit is a struggle. Like it's like they almost beat it up. I think I've seen this video once where like somebody like put a sandwich together and they start just punching it, and I was like, yeah, that feels right. That feels right. Yeah, and then they wrap it up. It's like, yeah, here you go, eat your shit.
Seems legit. All right, let's see. Sap from this tree will give you blisters. Eating the apple-like fruit can kill you. A tree is trending on Reddit because it's no ordinary tree. The most dangerous tree on the planet can be found in Mexico, the Caribbean, and southern Florida. One touch from this tree's sap causes blisters, and a single bite of its fruit can be fatal. Seemingly every aspect of this, I don't know that word, tree is designed to cause extreme pain and even death. The Guinness Book of World Records crowned it the most dangerous tree in the world in 2011, but scientists have long known about this, it's got that word again, toxins. According to one researcher, Christopher Columbus. Really? Well,
you know what though? Power to his parents, because that's like, naming your kid Sinbad. Like you have a preordained destiny to become a researcher. Like Indiana Jones. Like I picture this guy digging up, fucking, the goblet of Azkaban. Like this man has to be a researcher. Like he has to be in academia. You can't be called Christopher Columbus and work at the KFC. Like, nah, bro. I gotta be important. I gotta have a PhD behind my shit.
Yeah, Christopher Columbus, who says something in Spanish.
Of course,
he calls
bilingual.
He calls the tree's fruit the little apple of death. So, the Honorable Sir Nygel, what do you rate the most dangerous tree on the planet?
I'm gonna do gentle. See, I would have said y'all ain't shit if it was not indigenous to like Mexico and some of the other places. But let's be honest, you can't even drink the water in Mexico. So what nourishes a tree? Water, right? So that tree was destined to kill a motherfucker, right? Like, I mean, it was pretty much like, you feed me poison, all right, I'm gonna kill your ass. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't want to clean up shit? Cool. I'm gonna take all y'all out. Little Apple of Death, like my I guess I feel like there's also mixed emotion. Like at this point, cut the motherfuckers down. Like, can you imagine? I mean, you've mentioned you like go hiking, right? Imagine you're walking, you're hiking, you're like, damn, I'm tired. Let me lean up against this tree. And you're fucking like, like it's almost like a Indiana Jones where that guy drank the wrong joint and skin start melting. Your fucking hand starts like, and you're like, what the fuck? I don't know. That should be crazy, yo.
I mean, I would hope wherever the trees grow, the people native to the area or there's signage saying like, hey, don't go over here. You're going to get fucked up. Like, I mean, to say you're going to get fucked up.
My thing is, right, like certain animals I know are probably like immune to this apple, right? Like, I'm assuming, let's say like a bird eats the seed, flies off, maybe even dies, right? But then the seed now is a new location, right? Now it's going to grow in my backyard. I'm thinking like, yo, to come up, I got an apple tree right in my backyard now. I have a party. I make homemade apple pie. I'm a mass murderer, yo. Like, I done killed everybody. Because I didn't get any because nobody says anything for the cook. You know what I'm saying? They eat it all. So it's like, oh, damn, y'all did. Oh, no.
Unless you grab the fruit with gloves on and you handle it, then you would recognize pretty soon that something ain't right.
It wouldn't be crazy like you grab it with gloves and your fucking gloves start smoking and be like, all right, this shit, let me put this shit back.
Wow. So random, I'm reading off a website. This is on NPR's website, and it's got advertisements going on the page. And an advertisement goes across the screen for Shoe Baka, as in a shoe store named Shoe Baka. And I'm just like, they're corny.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm curious as to what's being sold on Shoe Baka. It had pictures of Adidas. It looks like, a rack room or DSW of some sort, but it was called Shoe Baka. And I just gave free advertisement to shoebaka.com. Check them out. Let me know what you find.
Yeah, I would assume it had to be like a Star Wars thing.
No, just Shoe Baka. Like, you can buy shoes off of Shoe Baka. Yeah, not even Star Wars related. They should be sued, but
Yeah, I always have a problem with like names like that. They don't I saw this commercial the other day for this mattress company called Avocado, and I was just like, how'd you get there?
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that one too. Like, but why avocado? I don't get it.
And the only thing I could think of is that they were probably trying to go green. So they're trying to look like green fruit, right? And then with the avocado, there's the pit. So I can only assume the mattress is the avocado and you are a pit sitting in the, I don't know. But I was like, that's the only plausible solution and connection I can make. And I really would love for them to get on and be like, why
they do need to explain themselves, because avocado is the least likely sleep term I've ever heard.
Yeah, somebody, if I was like, hey, this is a real comfy bed, what is it? Sleep Patrapedic or whatever? Avocado. No, I don't want any. What's the name of this bed?
They've got another mattress brand called Ppl. I feel better about Ppl than I do avocado.
A little bit. Yeah.
Ppl. All right. It's purple. I get it. Avocado. It's creamy. Like, what are we doing here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least like name it something weird, like Avantis or something. Like, I mean, like, give me like a name, right?
Or they can call it avocados.
Avocados.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, avocados. They could do
change
that.
The game up a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, no, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, next one. Couple charged for having sex on an amusement park ride, police say. This was in Sandusky, Ohio. A couple in Ohio was charged with public indecency after having sex on an amusement park ride. Fox 5 Atlanta reports a woman and a man, both age 32, were seen having sexual intercourse on the giant wheel ride at Cedar Point Amusement Park. According to a police report obtained by Fox television stations, the incident was witnessed by 4 women, including 2 juveniles. An officer with the Sandusky Police Department said the 2 originally denied having sex on the ride. The woman told police she had on shorts under her dress and dropped a pack of cigarettes, and she bent over to grab it, and her partner helped.
I mean, that's a ride or die. Kudos to her, but they ain't shit as well. I mean, I want to get your mans on and do some, thrilling shit, but you're in an amusement park. There's kids around. Like, I mean, come on. And then my concern was it's gonna be lame intercourse, right? Like, if you really rocking it, you're gonna die because I mean that shit gonna go.
Not if you have on seatbelts, but of course they didn't have on seatbelts.
No.
So if I look up, let's see what this ride is. The picture is of a generic Ferris wheel.
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Like a Ferris wheel, if you're at the tippity top, I can see the idea of like, let's get it on, right? But like, unless you're at the tippity top, like you're looking at someone.
So travel 145 feet in the air, gripping at the sides of one of 36 cabins, each filled with travelers awed by the sights and sounds that you'll only see this vantage point can provide. This is right from the website, letting me know that Cedar Point knew this couple was going to be fucking. Sights and sounds that can only be seen from this ride. So yes, it's a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I would say they ain't shit. Gentle judgment for the. I like how they also said like there was 4 women.
2 of them juveniles.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that they pointed out. It's like these like they was mad that they wasn't getting none. Like I just feel like that was the energy that this person who wrote this article was going for. Was like there was 4 women that reported this incident because it's like no guys said anything. Like no, you couldn't get one dude who's like gassing that shit.
Nah, they were too busy like
yeah, exactly. Like my man's, and they probably like you see what's going on, right? You give me some
hey.
No. Oh, okay.
This ride is so safe. Even service animals are permitted to get on it. Do you like disinfect that? I don't know. Is it a booth? Like, do you just like cover it in bleach or light it on fire?
You're probably supposed to, but no.
Yeah, they have
in the summer too. Like, I mean, how many times have you been like to the gym and somebody sat down with shorts and you follow behind them and it's like a fucking nut stain or some shit? Like, I mean, sweat. It's all sweat.
Inner thigh sweat.
Yeah, you can't tell me that everyone is wearing denim or like a thick substance. There's going to be
wearing denim. You are disgusting.
Yeah.
If you're wearing denim to an amusement park.
That's what I'm saying. So like you are leaving sweat stains on a regular, but again, because they have these, kids doing the most. There's probably a 16-year-old running the event is not wiping down shit because they probably lost their spirit day 4 and they don't want to be out there just as much as anybody else. So they probably just come in and just press the button and keep it moving.
You worked at an amusement park before.
Yes,
right?
I know. That's why I said day 4 because the first 3 days you like, yeah, this is fun. I'm amongst the people. I hate the human race. I don't want to be here anymore.
So were you a ride attendant?
No. I did spray on tattoos at the water park in the middle of the park.
Okay.
So pretty much touching people, spraying on paint, or I guess like paint, washable paint on people, and giving them fake tattoos.
So it's just like everybody got tribal tattoos.
Pretty much. Like, oh, I want this dragon. I would essentially get a stencil that probably should have been replaced. Put it on your body, spray the outline, dab it up with baby powder to kind of lock it in, and then charge you $15 for it.
That is a hustle.
Oh, it was a hustle. Honestly, it got to one point where I was like, little kids too, they just got money. They got like $20. And I'm like, hey, look, I'll give you 3 tattoos for $20. Now, mind you, like,
you just put the 20 in your pocket though.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Or I would still ring up 2 tattoos and keep the difference. So I still was hitting like commission and getting the side joint. So I would still be bringing in like $600 like for the park, but then also coming home with like $100.
So you had like quotas you needed to hit?
Well, no, but I just knew that it'd be shiesty if I was in an amusement park on a Saturday and not one person bought a tattoo.
Got it.
Because they would just be like, wait, you was here for 8 hours and no one bought one?
They didn't like my tattoos. What am I supposed to do?
So I was constantly ringing up stuff. And I just had to keep a running tab in my mind.
Funnel cake. They just eating funnel cake. I don't know.
But I know they had like secret shoppers too, though. So like I was just like, all right, look, if I'm gonna do this, because people used to get fired all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it low key, nothing too crazy. But I'm gonna double dip. I'm gonna try to do the sales part because they can't track how. Because a lot of times you mess up and you have to wipe it down. So if I did like a 2 for $20, you don't know. So I'll charge for $5, ring up $5, keep the 15, or ring up $10, keep the 9, or whatever the case may be.
It sounds like a little bit like the hustle we used to run in Foot Locker back in the day. Certain times of the year, I'm pretty sure I told this story before, but certain times of the year, we ran discounts for whether it was friends and family or employee appreciation.
My fraternity brothers had one of that, and he'd hit us up and be like, you got to come the day before 4 o'clock. And I'd be like, okay.
So, but what we would do, because they used to have these coupons that were 30% off coupons. It's just like cardboard coupons that we were supposed to give out to drum up business. And anybody can come in, they would put in the code for the coupon and 30% would get marked off unless it was like Timberland boots and Air Force Ones. And this was back in like 2002, 2001. So we weren't getting no Airs. This is back when Airs were like $70, but we weren't giving discounts on those because those were hot sellers. Like there was a lot of foot traffic to come and get those. We knew the kind of person to look out for. You were never supposed to run this by a woman. Only look for young dudes because they good with just paying with the sticker price. Shoes $89, give me 90, you good. Because it's all cash. This is the early 2000s. It's not too much credit. We still had the sheets that you had to run with the carbon paper to do credit card in case the system was down.
Yes.
So if the system was down, we had to run it by that and then call it in. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that the card was authorized or whatever. So we do the 90, take the cash, ring up the shoe, keep the difference after the 30%.
That's pretty much exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like that's how we would get down. But because it was inventory, actual inventory, we had to mark something as being sold, or else it was going to come up missing when it was time to do the audit or whatever, and then people look crazy and bad. But yeah, we absolutely used to get busy like that. And
it's all about just keeping track of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta just make sure, like if you're gonna do it, make it, because that's what the problem is. People get greedy, right? And then they stop counterbalancing it and they just keep the whole amount. And then eventually someone's like, why is there 10 shoes missing? And you came up with, $500. And it's like, that's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like stay with the 30, get what you can and go from there.
Yeah, I had an assistant manager who's probably racist. He grew up in Pasadena, white boy, whatever. I was like the first Black person he knew or some shit like that. But I showed him the hustle because like I needed to carry it out. So I needed to bring him in on it. So he wasn't looking at me like I was crazy, but dude was going crazy with it. He was going crazy. They had to put him in a different store. And my store wasn't even like hot traffic. He just was doing too much with anybody. Like he wasn't being like what do you call it? He wasn't being a profiler. He was just throwing it past anybody who came into the store. I'm like, this is a 45-year-old soccer mom. This is not the game to play with her. She's buying shoes for her kids. She don't know their size. Those shoes are coming back.
And then you're not gonna be able to do it because
you're not gonna be able to do it because ain't no receipt. Exactly.
Yep. No, so yeah, you gotta be strategic when you do hustles like that. That's why it was always cool getting like a kid, because again, I want to give them that experience, right? So, but it's like, I know the parent just probably was like, oh, you want that $8 tattoo? Here's $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it, get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the kid would be given. And then you tell them like, I give you, 2 tattoos for the price of what you would have paid for like almost one. They'd be like, bet. Like, they don't know the value of $1, right? So it's like, I'm winning as a kid, right? Like, I thought I was going to get 1 for $8, but now I get 2 for $10. Yeah.
He's like, this is better than Chuck E. Cheese. Like,
and then some of the kids would be like a reverse hustle. Look, do 3 for $15. I'd be like, okay.
So he's bartering with you.
Some of them did, and I was like, I respect that. But I remember the only kid I did not do was this young gentleman, and we had this we did our joint, and I got $10 off him. He was like, I'll give you another $10 if you put a pretty much a tramp stamp on my lower back. And I was like, nah, that's the line. I was like, you can report me, bro. Like, I'll report myself. Like, I ain't doing that. It was like a little 12-year-old talking about, I want a tramp stamp on my lower back. And I was like, that's gonna come back. No, it was a dude, boy, little 12-year-old boy asking for a tramp stamp on his lower back. And I was like, nope. Because I was like, I'm not gonna let your mama come back here and be like, why did you do this? Give me a refund. It's kind of the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. Or I'm just not doing that anyway, because that means putting it on your lower back. And I'm not doing that either. So
did he want a dragon or a tiger?
It was like we had like a select group of tramp stamps essentially.
Okay.
And I didn't mind doing it on girls, right? Because I'm 16, right? So like a 16-year-olds, like, yeah, all day. 16, 18, 20-year-olds, yeah, I'm putting that shit on there. I'm taking 2 days to put that shit on, right?
Got it.
But anything like, young, nah, you ain't get that jump. I have an age. You guys show me ID, bro.
Were there butterflies?
Usually, yeah.
Oh, he wanted a butterfly on his lower back.
It was usually like a butterfly or like one of those like tribal looking ones or something. But it was like a Chinese symbol in the middle. Like it was like, and it was like pride or some shit. Like it was very generic. But yeah, he wanted it. I just remember being like, nah, dog, we ain't doing that.
He didn't want like Bart Simpson pissing on the Dallas Cowboy star. Like
he's like, I want that one on my lower back. And I was like, nah. And the good thing is my boy was my manager and my other boy was my supervisor and my manager were my boys, right? I think one of them was there. I was like, yeah, we don't do that here. So it just squashed it like right there. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that shit, dog.
Team too much. All right. Speaking of too much, Robin Niceta. I'm going to say her name is Niceta, Niceta. Female Colorado social worker accused of making sexual advances toward at least 40 moms. Robin Niceta, a former Colorado social worker, has been accused of making sexual advances toward at least 40 mothers and threatening to remove their children from their care if they rejected her.
That's wild, John.
The social worker allegedly invited parents and caretakers into her home and offered them alcoholic beverages before making sexual advances. Niceta was arrested for the same on Tuesday, August the 23rd. The incident came to light after a councilwoman, Danielle Jurinsky, filed a $1 million lawsuit against Niceta on behalf of 40 other women. What do you rate that, sir?
She's below y'all ain't shit. Like we need to come up with another level. Super saying you ain't shit, because come on now. You threaten motherfuckers to take their kids away. They don't try to holler at you.
I'm gonna take your kids.
Yo, what's crazy though? I guess like I mean, it's not the same energy, but I mean, like in a way it is, like the whole like Me Too, right? Where people were doing stuff like, hey, yeah, you gotta like, give me the slobby knobby if you want this job. Like
apartment.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, you want your kids? We're gonna have to date. And it's like, that's a weird thing to request.
Weird flex.
Yeah, like, I mean, like it's not gonna last, right? Like, who's gonna be like, you know what, this could work?
No, she was a predator. 40?
No, I know. 40.
She was just running. That was her play.
Her type was like, that's one of those, like, I guess, like, she had a type, I guess, people who are down and out and desperate,
down and
maybe.
Out. Yep.
And she went into a profession that allowed her to prey on those people, and which is unfortunate. And it's sad to see when people abuse their power like that and essentially threaten to take their children away to try to set these scenarios. And I hope none of the 40 fell victim beyond that initial.
I mean, I'm certain somebody.
Oh, some of them did.
Somebody got caught up in it.
I mean, I can see like the justification.
Yeah, there's no way she did it and nobody agreed to it.
Oh yeah,
like, I mean, it's just a numbers game, right?
Well, yeah, and I mean, not to even belittle the situation, but they probably also justify it in a way because it's not like you're being like penetrated or anything like that. Like, yeah, I'm afraid my kids. Like,
this person will take my kids away from me.
They just want to date. Okay,
I put my face in her butt. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Was it? And that's what I guess I'm wondering. Like, is it just dating? Like, I'm assuming they want physical, right?
Wanted cheeks.
Yeah, she wanted cheeks, but it's like, I don't know. It's just definitely like, yo, you wilding.
So far, several parents have come forward to let us know that they also had their children taken away from them as a result of Robin Niceta's actions related to their cases.
The city should be sued as well.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't shit either. Because I mean, like, especially like, I feel like it escalates, right? It's just not 40 people come out of the blue. Like, I feel like there's been constant reporting, and whoever her manager is has been probably, I don't know, probably was doing the same shit. Maybe that's what it is. Everybody was like, "Hey, you gotta get these motherfuckers to do whatever you want," and apparently that whole office was just exploiting these motherfuckers, like these people who are struggling and shit.
Yeah, people will absolutely get into positions to have access to things that gratify them. So, like, this woman's a sexual deviant, and like you said, she has a type, and her type is like people who are down on their luck that she can manipulate and control. Like that's how she gets off. And she worked to get a master's degree so she could be a social worker to get next to these people.
Just sick.
Just like the ministers who hold the gay convert camps where they're trying to pray away the gay and doing everything else to keep the gay away. And the leaders of those facilities will in fact be gay themselves because they want to be closer to the people that they're trying to help.
Yep. Like isolated and away from everything and trying to get them.
Yeah, people are sick.
No, they are.
To use your kids to as like the weaponized, like the foundation of your family and security and trust, to say take kids away, or you and me hook up on occasions because players got play.
And that's so.
I like shit and I want shit. You know what I mean? Like she's a predator. Like that woman's a predator, straight up and down.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, like that's sick. Like that's sick. That's sick. That's trifling. Throw her away.
Here's my thing. She looks like a typical like tool belt kind of lesbian. Just the haircut, the plaid, the denim. The look. But what if she was hot? What if she was like a bombshell? Do you think things would be different?
Well, she probably would get more satisfaction outside work, so she probably wouldn't have gotten to those measures.
The kink is here. It's in the brain. It's not the external. It's here.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking, like, because I mean, if you're not attractive, I feel like the opportunities that come presented to you are less and few and far between.
Nah, because like the kink itself, it's not about your looks. Like, case in point, R. Kelly can get damn near any grown black woman he wanted, but he wanted children. Like, he had money, but he wanted really, really young girls. There was another former football player.
I guess you're right.
Like, he was a fairly attractive dude, millionaire, but he was raping women because that was it's here. It's not here. I'm pointing to my brain. Like, it's not physically about how you look. It's about what you want to get to. So you can have options, but this is the option you want. I want the down on their luck woman who has no way out.
And so I want to feel like the master.
I have the power. I am in dominance. This person is in my domain. Yeah. That's what they're getting off on. So if she was attractive,
she probably would have been able to get away with it longer.
She would have been able to get away with it a lot longer. No one would believe it because these poor people who have nothing are just trying to take this woman out.
Yeah.
But 40, that's a big number. That's a really big number, though. She got away with it for quite some time.
I feel like, too, like social workers, like, it's not the same field, but one of my fraternity brothers is a probation officer. And I mean, like, he gets assigned like kids, stuff like that. But like a social worker, I feel like gets assigned someone maybe like every couple months, right? Like, so 40, like, that's years.
Yes, years worth of work.
That's years worth of like, and the thing is, I can only imagine she's perfected her approach as well. Like, versus the first person, it was probably like,
she played the first one off. This wasn't what you thought. I don't. I'm tired. It was a long night. I'm sorry if I offended you.
Like, probably trying to come by the house late at night.
Crafted it. She crafted it. This motherfucker that's a predator. Who's been like on the prowl for years in this.
She probably even like started wording her shit like, those evil villains. Like, man, it'd be tragic if you guys were separated.
Yeah, exactly. Right. She would twist it and play it in that.
You're like, oh yeah, we should go to the movies this weekend. I mean, I'd hate for anything to come in the way of you being with your kids in the future.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly how she did it. I know it in my spirit. She's an evil person.
She ain't shit and her manager ain't shit.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, it's just like, nobody paid attention to her. Y'all thought she was good at her job. No, nobody looked over her paperwork and wondered why she was
Nobody saw these
displacing
complaints.
so many families. You just assume the families were all just in dire straits. It was just
No
that's all she could
audits,
do.
no nothing.
Right. Nobody went on like a buddy system to go with her to see what's what. Like, I don't know. Does that happen?
Also, I feel that point that has to be every woman that came through her whatchamacallit. Like
she tried it.
I mean, unless she has like that type of workload where it's like every other, but like it almost feels like it's every woman she came in contact with that had kids, which is the only reason why she's getting in contact, because the social worker wouldn't be involved if there wasn't kids.
There weren't any kids, right?
Then you are shooting your shot. Or not shooting your shot, but like taking your shot.
Taking a shot. Absolutely.
That's wild.
Absolutely. Yeah, that you bringing up the managers is another point of how, like, what do they be managing? They're managing the systems and not necessarily the people.
Right? That only makes me believe that the manager was doing something similar. Maybe not to the extreme.
It could be that the manager was just like,
caseload
is this.
Yeah, like
caseload
I'm not
is
looking
this.
At any of this shit.
They're on top of it. I just report up as to what I know about particular families, and we just go from there. Because, like, you said you got burnt out at Six Flags after 4 days. I would imagine these people who've been in this career path, they get burned out after all these horror stories.
Yeah, they probably don't even want to research it because it's depressing.
They formulate their own conclusions about scenarios because, like, they've been here before.
Yeah, because all you have to say is like, yeah, she's a drug user. It's like, oh, that's
they're familiar in this space.
Take the kids away.
Yep, exactly.
You don't want to know that many details because you probably take that shit home with you.
Oh, they take home a lot of shit. She was trying to take home
everybody's
mama.
The booty.
Everybody's mama. Speaking of drug users, here we go. Producers of Natalie Portman's Lady in the Lake. They were threatened in Baltimore. And Lady in the Lake is a series that is going to be on Apple TV. So an Apple TV series filming in Baltimore was forced to stop production Friday after several people threatened producers and try to extort money from them. Basically, the producers were held up at gunpoint. This is a period piece about something that happened in the 60s where a Black girl and a white girl were both kidnapped, and how the cities handled it different. How the police handled the issues differently between the Black and the white. Basically, they're filming. Niggas on the block was like, yo, y'all want to keep filming here? Y'all got to pay us.
I can see that.
What? You think the police won't be on your ass? Because this area of town, to say you see the same faces would be underreporting what you see. Like, the police know who did this. Easy. This isn't like you got to figure out and weed through the cracks. Like, the police who are here, who patrol this area, know who did this. All you got to do is because it's not like an area where people actually live. It's people where people come to. Like, they might not live too far from it, but like, you come here because basically people are destitute, right? This is where you can buy drugs and booty and whatever else, right? A couple hookah spots up and down the road, but nah, this isn't a neighborhood. This is just a part of downtown where maybe a couple apartments and people pouring in from the neighborhoods nearby or catching a bus. Like, you don't come here to hang out unless this is where you work, for whether it's legally or illegally. So why the fuck would you try to hold someone not hostage or put them up for ransom? But it's just like, why are you trying to extort crews? Like, you trying to keep the money out the city so you can get $300.
Yeah. I bet you too, it wasn't like high profile money either. It was like, hey, if you want to be around here, it's going to cost you, a stack. It's like, what?
They're on location here this week. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be gone. Once they got to do what they got, they're gonna be gone. They shut down production for a little while, and you know what they did? Got a bigger police presence and kept filming. Like, you about to get locked up for something you couldn't do anything about any goddamn way. You dumbass.
But when I said, like, I could see that though, because it's like, ignorance, right? Like, I mean, like, Bama's out here really think they own stuff, right? Like, it's like
nothing.
It's like somebody was to be like, right now, go to the park down the street, and I'd be like, y'all want to be here? Y'all gonna give me some money? No, I don't. I don't even give a shit. And And to your point, like, I mean, the city is getting, they had to clear that shit with the city. It's not like they just showed up.
The city's getting paid.
Yeah.
For this crew to film.
That's helping other stuff. Like, so like, you should be happy that they're even doing something in Baltimore. Like, they could literally be doing that shit in the warehouse and fabricated CGI that shit.
They could be down on Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta on a lot doing this, but
they could literally be anywhere else, and they chose to come here, and that's going to give your city
dummies. Like, there have been a number of productions, usually done by the dude who did The Wire in the corner, and We Run the City, where they've hired people to be extras, to be grips, to work on the production. People from the neighborhood who are interested in being a part or seeing how a film is made. And they've hired people to do these jobs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this was an option from this production, but at the same time, it's like, why are you so self-centered and selfish that, like, $300? I know it was $300, maybe $500 for y'all to be here this week, or else.
Yeah, no, they're dumb. And I mean, and to your point, there are a lot of times where they do look out for local communities and stuff like that. Like, I know even like what I think, and this is unrelated a little bit, but like a Star Wars was doing something and they didn't have like the budget to pay for costumes for extras. And they essentially just reached out to like the Comic-Con like fan groups and was like, hey, if y'all got cosplay, y'all could be in this movie. And like Bama showed up, like, right? So it's like, hey, we just need a street dude. You want to be in the show? And that's saying that it's gonna make you a millionaire or the next, whoever. I don't know why Tate Diggs was the first thought that came to my mind. Bad person. But let's just say, like, you could be the next whatever. All you need is that, especially with the way society is with going viral and stuff, you can get your little 15 minutes of fame, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But no, you chose the idiot approach.
You chose violence. And
it's a guy who was a vocation. What was like? He probably sleeping at his baby mama's joint, ain't doing shit, don't have a job, and was like, hey, y'all gonna owe me $300 to be here this week. And it's like, who's you? Nobody. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. He's gonna have 3 hots in the cot real soon. Because they're gonna lock his ass up. It's a film crew. You think the camera didn't turn around and look at your ass?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's footage of it. I know it is. Like, what do you?
Definitely.
Good old Baltimore. Got one for you.
Yeah.
All right. Coming to a theater near you.
So I like this.
$3 movie tickets for one day.
Okay.
On Sunday, this past Sunday, it was announced that September 3rd will be nationwide discount day in more than 3,000 theaters and on more than 30,000 screens. Major chains, including AMC and Regal Cinemas, are participating, as well as all major film studios. In participating theaters, tickets will be no more than $3 for every showing in every format. What do you rate this, sir?
I guess shooting bail.
Okay.
Power to you guys for trying to get your business back. I know it's probably been a struggle out there in the movie theaters. Nobody wants to go. COVID restrictions, having the theater only be like half filled. So $3, that's probably what it's worth, to be honest. I want to think there's a gentle judgment angle. It's more so probably because, fucking Icy's still going to cost you $17. But I mean, power to them. I hope they got business. I wouldn't have gone, but if you do go to the
upcoming
theater,
it's this upcoming Sunday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it meant past it. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, power to you. I won't be there. But yeah, I mean, get that old junk, hit her up. Be like, man, I got a date for you, and pay $6 to both watch a movie. So it's better than renting it at home.
I was on Instagram and I answered a question correctly, and I won a $20 gift card to AMC theaters.
Oh shit!
So I could treat mad motherfuckers to the movies on Sunday. However, I don't want to be a part of the COVID spike that's going to happen as a result of this $3 movie day.
That's the gentle judgment right there. I didn't think. I was like, there was something. I was like, I don't know where it is. It's right there at the tip of my tongue. It's the resurgence of the COVID.
This will bring the pandemic back in full swing.
The cinema strand. the
An
cinema
IMAX
strand,
Dolby.
the
Like,
IMAX, the Dolby, the THX. Wait, who's that old like the sound drink? Is THX, right?
it's THX, yeah.
THX strand, and it's gonna hit you like boom.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, no, that shit's gonna be trifling, yo.
Coke
Like,
is gonna be on and popping to. I love the idea of the $3 movie. It sounds like an opportunity, just an opportunity I could never take advantage of because I know every showing of everything is gonna be sold out. It's $3.
I don't even know what's in theaters. Actually, let me check that right now.
Avatar is coming back to theaters because Avatar 2 is coming out in December, so they're re-releasing Avatar to get you psyched.
I don't even know what's in theaters now. Let's see. Now playing. I don't know any of these. Moon Man, Honk for Jesus. What?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Tiny Cinema, Books and Delights. Who Invited Them? The Imaginary Invalid. All Eyes. The
Are
Day
you at
After.
an art theater? Like, is this an actual like movie theater?
I'm just on Fandango and it says now playing. Hold on. Let me look at Breaking. Oh, I think I did see the preview for that. That's with the dude from Star Wars. The Invitation, 3,000 Years of Longing. Oh, Idris Elba. I watched that. Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
Yeah, that came out a couple weeks ago, buddy.
Okay.
They say it's pretty good. It's just 3D animation. It's not as good as Broly, but they say it's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah, and I'm like, that won't be out for a while. Beast. That's another Idris Elba. Is Idris Elba the man? He's the only one making movies. The Bullet Train, I've already seen that.
But you didn't, it's not on home release. How did you see Bullet? I'm gonna mind.
It came right. One of the stops on the train was my house. And
got it.
It swang by. Me and Brad Pitt chilled. I call him Braddy because he's a baddie. And I got to see the whatever. The Rise of Gru.
That's still in theaters?
Okay. Wait a sec. I thought Black Phone was a Peacock jump.
I think it's on Peacock now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Jurassic World Dominion,
which is actually coming to Peacock like this weekend or next weekend or something like that.
Okay. And then there's Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
Saw a trailer for that.
And then The Rock and Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart and DC League of Super Pets.
Cool. They all feel to be about worth $3 at this point.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing I want to see is 3,000 Years of Longing.
You don't want to see Beast where Idris Elba fights a lion with his bare hands?
I blame him for being in that situation.
Okay.
Like, I know I would never go to Africa, not because worried about being slaved or human trafficked or not being accepted because of my pale skin or being burned alive because of the sun, but because of a fucking lion or some giraffe trying to eat my hair or something. Like, I'm not ready for that. I don't want any of that.
Yeah, I would agree. Same reasons. I would go, but I'm not looking for a ride across like the prairies or the junk. I don't care about the wildlife. Somebody tell me about the cheetah. Tell me about the cheetah they saw. I don't need to be there because I feel like that's.
Remember that video you showed me with the fucking with the lion jumped up on the elephant and fucked that dude up, or
the elephant that stabbed its trainer because he felt like it.
It was too hot. Like, bitch, no. Look, I'm telling you right now, if I was to ever go to a safari, I'd be like like on every movie, there's like the 6 sedans going down the highway in one line. That'd be me in the middle going full blast. I mean, like, there wouldn't be no cruising in a Jeep Wrangler or some shit. I'd be in a bulletproof tank.
Hummer. Yeah.
Flying through the safari, going 80 miles per hour, surrounded by other like militia. Like, I mean, I would need like fucking like Rambo, Sylvester Stallone when he was in Predator, and Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was in Predator, and Jean-Claude Van Damme in the back. Like, I would need like all action heroes surrounding me, going down. the safari looking at, and it'd be like, oh, there was a lion over there or a tiger. Oh well, I guess I didn't see it. Whatever, I'm good.
Yeah, I love knowing that animals exist. I don't need to see them or spend time with them.
Yo, let me tell you. So,
no, sorry. I don't need to do that at all. Like, I like nature, but I've had a deer stop me in my tracks. Like, if this deer decided to go deer right now, I might lose.
Yo, I've literally been held captive in my house. There's been deers in my backyard. I'd be like, oh, it's yours. Like, I mean, that's your spot now. Like, I mean, we're roommates. What you need? I got rent. Don't worry about it. Like, just don't fly through my window trying to fuck me up. Like, I'm good. Just stay in the backyard and leave me alone.
So I go on hikes. I haven't been in a bit, but I would go on hikes. And there would be, in the fall especially, there would be clusters of deers. And I'm just like, yo, that deer has antlers right now. He ready to fuck something. What if I get too close to one of his dohos, right? Yep. I don't know anything. She decided she didn't want to move. She was just standing there, and he felt some sort of way about it. When I see clusters of like 5, 6, 7, 8 deer, I'm frozen like, yo, shit, I told you about the time. Went on a hike, and it was a damn bull running loose behind a neighborhood in PG.
Yeah, no.
It's a farm down the road. Bull got out. It was zebras running through all last winter.
Yeah, I remember that. That shit was wild, Joe.
No, animals, I'm glad you're here. I recognize that I, too, am an animal. But I don't need to be up close and personal with y'all. My homeboy took his family to Kenya, I believe, sometime earlier in the summer. He sent me pics and video of him on I keep wanting to call it a jungle cruise because...
yeah, but that's pretty much what it is.
But the jungle land cruise of him recording like cheetahs running. And I'm just like, I didn't catch on that this was him actually recording it at first. I just saw it like, oh, that's cool. Then I was like, wait a second, he recorded this. No, I don't need to see this. Like, I don't need to see this in person. I appreciate the footage and, you know, he the man for getting his family to Kenya on a vacation. But nah, y'all can have animals. The outside is yours. I respect your space.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm good. I don't think, even if I was like, let's say I won the lottery tomorrow, right? That'd be the last thing I'd do would be go to Africa and go witness a safari or some other shit. So with Beast, the movie, I don't know the premise. I just know that he's with his 2 kids, I think, or kid and kid adjacent, maybe like a kid friend or something. And he's like trying to do something, and a fucking lion takes out or fucks up the tour guide and pretty much traps him in a car, or he's trying to survive because this fucking lion wants to fuck him up. Nah, I don't need to watch that. It's like the movie. Remember Phone Booth? I just feel like it's cool probably, though, man. Yeah, I feel like it's a movie that probably, we're in Africa, but we're not in Africa. Like, it was just a way for Idris to.
Them niggas in Utah.
That's like I feel like, bro, like nah, like
New Mexico. Nah,
they hit up Joey the Tiger from with Tiger King and was like, hey man, what you got? You got any lions and shit? I know you in jail. I know you got somebody still keeping your shit up, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just not me. I wouldn't want to watch a movie about that.
Beast opened up number 2 at the box office behind the Dragon Ball Z movie.
I can see that. But yeah, most animated movies, because I even have a problem watching like My Hero Academia. Like, those usually don't come out available on the dark web until way later. And then even usually I gotta find it on like a sketchy it's like areyouSure.com. And it's like, yep, work computer, let's go.
Let's go for it. It's not mine anyway.
Safari. Hopefully this makes it. Hopefully none of my personal information is on there. And good luck.
Well, let's say good luck to these students. This is the last one. And you may have heard this one already, but I'm going to share it here on the show. What do you rate this, Sir Nygel? Missouri School District revives paddling to discipline students. I'm not going to go into the article, but I am going to go into the makeup of this county. This county is 93% white. There are no Black people in this county. It has 4,000 students, and the only other non-white people there are of mixed race, Native American, or Hispanic.
See, my initial was, yeah, totally should do it. But then I had a vision in my mind when you broke down the demographic of eventually Marianne hitting Tyrell with a paddle. And
there is no Tyrell.
But eventually they might be.
Probably not.
Maybe
93% white. And
yeah,
I had the student count wrong. It's only
but after they start whooping kids, motherfuckers gonna leave. And then housing market's gonna drop, and then the black people are gonna come in.
This part of Missouri is like the southernmost part. It's like on the border of Arkansas.
But in my mind, there's gonna be that one black kid that gets hit by a white teacher, and I don't like that.
Well, for the mixed kids that are there in the county currently, because they mama white and they mama poor, I feel like they will be singled out the most because they're different.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't like it. I do feel like kids should. I feel like spankings and paddling, but I also need to see this paddle. But I feel like paddling is a good thing. I feel like accountability should be a thing. If you do something out of place, you should get disciplined. I probably will paddle my children if I ever have any. But with that being said, I don't feel like it's on the responsibility of someone else to do that to my child.
Parents can opt out of paddling for their children.
But then I also feel then there's going to be that one kid who didn't get opted out, and he's going to take the brunt of all abuse.
He's going to be beating that kid's ass.
Yes, because like, hey, y'all need to shut up, and everybody doesn't fuck with him because he's the weird kid because he's been beaten since first grade, right? And he's traumatized. And the class purposely doesn't get quiet, and the teachers got to take it out on somebody. So then they start beating little Timmy, and then eventually Missouri is going to be the murder capital because little Timmy's out here blowing up the school and shit.
Timmy's the one that I accept. This kid's name is Ryder or Chase.
Hunter.
Or Hunter. Like this kid's name is Hunter. Hunter's the kid that gets his ass whipped.
I seen this post where there's like it was one of those like, remember FML? Like the people would like make posts and just kind of like say like wild stuff that's happening to them or whatever. So essentially it was like, yeah, I used to know this kid named Hunter in college, but he was a vegetarian. So we called him Gatherer. And I was like, yo, kids are so ruthless. Like, who comes up with that? Like, that was funny. That was funny as shit.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Hunter. Yeah. Yes, Ryder, somebody like that. Can be the bad kid. Mom works at the local strip club. He has 7 other siblings.
Colt's mom works at the strip club, and she definitely ain't read any slips that he brings home. Yeah, she's like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna just sign it off or not read it. Yeah, beat him, whatever. I don't have time for this. I feel like a football star's in there, but he probably won't get beaten because he's the all-star in the local.
He's the one that gets everybody in trouble.
Yeah.
And by star just means he's the quarterback. Doesn't mean he's any good, but he's the quarterback because in this town, if you're the quarterback, you're king.
And he has a pickup.
Absolutely.
Yeah. With maybe a bucket seat in the back.
Attached to the bed.
Yeah.
Got it. For his friends, like they're gonna hang out at the quarry because that's
the quarry.
The quarry,
or do one of those, the movies where they jump off a fucking high ass mountain cliff into a lake. Shit like that.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the quarry.
Yeah. Like
the stream. Mm-hmm. There's a stream. There's a quarry.
Yep.
There's a malt shop. They sell malts as well as
I can see that.
Milkshakes.
That's probably still around. Barbershop still has that little spinny thing on the outside. Mm-hmm. You probably get a good shave.
No one the mixed kids do not have shape ups because there's no one in the county that can cut their hair.
There's shape ups.
No one can. Mom's doing it with the clippers she got from Walmart. I wonder if there's a Walmart in this
definitely
district.
It's the focal point of the community.
I have to see. So let me
see. The Super Walmart is the grade A one. Sells groceries.
Cassville, Missouri Walmart. I'm going to go for it. Let's see what happens.
It's going to have 2 of them.
Missouri Walmart. Store finder. Walmart Supercenter in Cassville, Missouri. Store number 914.
Told you.
I found it. It's
under 1,000 too. So yeah, it's one of The original.
The original Walmart store.
Yeah.
Wow. They have a Walmart. That is special. I don't know why I'm so surprised. This is Walmart, America. This is where Walmart.
Look, Walmart thrives. I mean, you can get tackle bait for your fishing. You can get some automotive shit. You could buy ammo for your gun. Well, not anymore, but you could back in the day. You get a pet, some clothes, and food, and leave.
So, in the shopping center, where the Walmart in Cassville, Missouri is, there is a Adelita's Mexican restaurant. There is a Napa Auto Parts and a Smart Style hair salon, and also a tractor supply company.
Well, see, this is what you do, right? Like, if I was ever become a chef, I would go to a place like this and come out with Hispanic food, because it's gonna get eaten up. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm cultured. No, you're not. You're eating this guacamole like anybody else, but you guys just don't know. It'd probably be some horrible, like, oh, this is the best. That's why I be watching cooking shows and they'd be like, oh, I love this Jamaican food in Missouri. And it's like, that shit is garbage. That shit is some Walker Mills just spread over some chicken. Like, that is not good.
And there's also a Dollar Tree in here to make the cipher complete.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they beating kids and paddling asses in Missouri, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I'm not a fan of that. I mean, like, I feel like parents should do it, but I feel that a teacher should not, especially with like everything nowadays too, with like how teachers are doing the kind of their own thing. I would be worried that, like, they would use it as a way just to like lash out on my kid, just because maybe they said something hysterical, right? Like, because look, I saw this like interview the other day where this lady was like, yeah, I received a note from the substitute, said that one of the kids broke my chair. So, I don't understand, because he's a good kid. So, when I get to class, I was like, hey, can I speak to you? Put him outside. I was like, yeah, I'd like to talk to you about the chair. And it kind of alarmed me because the kids started laughing. I was like, it's not funny. You broke my chair. And he's like, I didn't break it. The substitute broke it. But because we made fun of him for breaking it, he blamed me specifically, right? And so then they go back and they find out it was, in fact, the substitute, right? But in that example, like, the substitute could just be like, yeah, Nygel was interrupted the class. And then I'm getting a paddle because some teacher lied on me because I was like, man, you with your fat ass, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, like, you don't like the fact that I just joned him up.
That is the game and the risk you run. So that was all I had for the show this week, Sir Nygel. The Honorable Sir Nygel. So if you don't have anything else, I guess we can wrap this joker up.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, thank you, the jury, for joining us and listening to the Don't Judge Me podcast. And that is the wrong one. Thank you, members of the jury, for experiencing those proceedings with us. All actions have been arraigned correctly, and our judgment is the law of this land. Now, if you want to provide different input or even share an agreement with what has been presented before you, please do so in one or all of the following manners. Send an email to don'tjudgepod@gmail.com or hit the hotline at 410-834-1562, or reach out to the Honorable Sir Nygel on WhatsApp at Don't Judge Me Podcast. And with my closing statement, I'd just like to say, enjoy life, do whatever you want with your life, just as long as you don't judge me for judging you.
Yep. And I remind you guys, don't forget our Instagram and Twitter at Don't Judge Pod. And don't have anything reckless to say. So just, be you. It's fall time, so start recruiting for the cuddles. Cuffing season, I think, is around the corner. I did get tagged on something actually the other day. Fat Boy Fall is full effect soon. Still too hot, and it's still 78 degrees in my house, but soon it will be fall, and hoodie season will be back. So be prepared, hold on to them, don't let your jumps take them, and be safe out there.
Peace out, Slims. That was the show this week. How'd you feel about it, sir? How'd you feel?
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, always fun to shoot the shit, make fun of some stuff, judge a little bit, and hear about the craziness that's going on in the world.
Speaking of craziness in this world, without being direct, more craziness happened this week, but I was a little more okay.
Okay.
Got a couple of emails and was like, oh, they still doing that? Fuck, that doesn't feel good.
Yo, yes.
Did you know of anyone impacted?
I just know the teams. I don't know anybody in particular.
I do know one person that was impacted directly. You know him too, but later you might already know. But I know one person. But yeah, that was just a little off. Like, and that was the Tuesday. Should have known. It's always going to be a Tuesday when those come out because you're less likely to do anything drastic if it happens in the middle of the week than if it happens at the beginning or end of the week.
Yep.
So Tuesdays.
It's still wild though. I didn't relay. I didn't get the opportunity that I was.
Oh, you didn't
seeking.
get the opportunity?
No. They decided to move forward with someone else. I got that email Monday morning.
Did you talk to a decision maker or was it just
no?
Still...
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, it was on a whim anyway. But I know my price point is more than what budgeted.
They were offering. Mm-hmm.
And even with them saying like, yeah, we'll still consider you. I'm like, as a business move, that seems dumb. Like, and the fact that like I'm gonna have a counterpart that's my equal, I'm making significantly more than them. You can't do that.
Right.
I'm making $20 an hour. You're making 10. Like, you're gonna expect me to do more, but you can't.
Because this is what's in my job requirements.
Exactly. So I mean, I wouldn't have went with me. So honestly, when I got the email, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I had someone request to speak to a manager on me today, and I was like, oh, here we go. Sure. I didn't even do anything. I didn't get an opportunity to do anything. I just explained like, here are your options. I don't want to do those options. Okay, well, I have to do this. Give me your manager's name and number. I want to talk to him right now. Oh,
like, this is prolonging what could be done, right? Like,
so I said, no problem. I'll reach out to my manager and let him know of your inquiry. He's like, I don't want an inquiry. I want his name and number. Oh, one moment, please. And then I, told everybody, hey, come look at this. And everybody's like, this asshole.
Yeah, of course.
Like nothing. It didn't get to a point where I could do anything. He was just set in his ways, right? Like I could have addressed the issue. It was a simple in terms of what needed to happen, but he wasn't trying to hear anything other than what he was saying, because this needs to occur. So at that point, like I can't win the battle. Like I'm not going to battle. I'm going to lay out, here are the options, here are the steps. This is what I can do, but we can go down the road of me doing something else. Just work with me. Because I was ready to level with the guy about like conditions and stuff, but he was just being a jerk. So, all right, player, talk to my manager.
Well, that's the thing. It's always funny too when people like, let me speak to a manager. It's like, well, look, I mean, like, I probably know more. And I think that's what I understand. Like people, you can tell like people don't work like, I guess, like quote unquote normal jobs, right? Like all the time, because if you know anything, most times the line level associate knows more than the manager. Not saying it's all the time, but a lot of times. So whatever I'm saying, more than likely my manager has to ask me if that was in fact the situation, right?
Oh like, yeah, there was somebody in there with my manager while he was talking to the dude to
it's like
feed him information.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like, you just are wasting your time. I mean, if it makes you feel better, you can, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna amount to anything. I've had that many times in retail where it's like, well, I want to talk to your manager. I'm like, you could do that, but essentially what he's gonna do is leave you at one point, come back and ask me, and he's gonna sell you the thing that I told you. I used to love it when I used to be a supervisor at like the retail joints.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I talked to a Nygel and he said this. I said what? Yeah, liar. That's what you are. I have no faith in humanity.
Oh yeah, he threw my name back at my manager and everything. He said, and he wasn't gonna help me. Manager was like, that's not what he said, but we're just gonna go with that. We're just gonna go with that.
But that's what I love about technology too, because it's like, all of our calls are recorded, right? Like just in general, like technology allows us to monitor these things. So if you say this thing, I'm sure it'll show in the recording, right? And it's like, I was lying.
I wasn't exactly saying what
I wasn't exactly saying what I was supposed to say. Actually, it's funny because I was talking to an insurance company because my mom still hasn't received her electronics, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to work with this lady, but of course she's like, oh, this guy's on vacation. I was like, that seems interesting that no one's there to fill in his spot, right? But she's like, well, I'm going on vacation next week, so hopefully we get resolved before I go. I was like, seems like a lot of y'all motherfuckers is leaving and nobody knows what's going on.
Just want to leave on a nigga, but all right,
so
cool.
So I call the insurance company, who I've been trying to reach for some time, and she hasn't called me back. She finally calls me back today and says, hey, what's going on? I was like, nothing. So I was like, yeah, my mom doesn't have electronics. And she's like, oh, what's at this place? I was like, yeah, I know, because I've called them. They don't have it. What do you mean they don't have it? Well, if you instead of you just jumping to conclusions and tell me where the stuff is, well, why don't you let me tell me my story? So I was like, hey, yeah, I called this place. They said they didn't have it. I called this other place. They said they don't have it. And no one knows where it is. Well, that's not right. Duh, bitch. She's like, well, we paid for it. I was like, yes, you should know where it is. And she's like, well, let me look into it. And I was like, you do that because I don't know where it is. And then she hit the joint with I always say, we'll hit you back in a couple days. And if you don't hear from us, call us back. That seems like one of those, like, call me when you're no longer upset, right? Like, what? Like, what? What do you mean call you back in a couple days if I ain't heard from you? That means I'm not going to hear from you ever.
That's what that is exactly what that means. That is
I'm going to forget about your ass and not call at all. I was like, all right. And I was like, cool, whatever. I'm out. Like, get off my phone because you're not helpful.
Well, apparently I was not helpful today, but you know,
I should have hit the let me talk to your manager.
That's what you should have done.
You know what energy I should bring? Let me talk to your manager. And the person get on the phone and be like, so what you doing? And they be like, I'm sorry.
How's your day treating?
Is there a concern? No, I just want to see how you
know how your day treating.
Yeah, like, man. You know, I know you got these underlings out here. I mean, he seems like he's competent. He knows what he's doing, but how are you doing?
I just wanted to ask you about you.
Yeah.
That's all.
I know you got
I feel like people
meetings.
Don't ask you about you.
I just know you got hella meetings. You okay? How's your mental health? Talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite color?
As per my previous email, how many of those you sent out this month?
Yep. And then, you know then you get hit with the same lady, right? Y'all want a good NPS score, right? What you do on Friday?
Nah, Sunday.
Yeah, what you
cheap date.
What you doing Sunday? I got a $3 movie ticket with your name on it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna invite you to the invitation. I don't even know what that movie's about. Oh, it's a horror movie.
Oh, that's a movie. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna invite you to the invitation. I thought you just messed up.
That's how the screen up. I was trying to be creative. But that's also a horror movie. I don't fuck with horror movies though.
You ain't the only one player.
It's honestly because they just double down on the jump scares now. Like it's like y'all ain't really like, at least back in the day, like Jason and Freddy, like Candyman had me where I did not want to say Candyman in a dark bathroom for years, right? But nowadays it's just like, all right, we're just gonna jump scare you nonstop, like with editing. Like that's not. I mean, yes, it's scary, but you're not actually painting like a scary story, a plot that make me like. I thought Blair Witch was real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, I ain't fucking with that Marilyn Woods. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
Shit was so boring to me. My girlfriend.
It was boring.
She brought it over. I was like, this shit is what? Why do? That's when I learned that there are two worlds. There's the world I live in, and then there's the world that white people live in.
Oh yeah,
and it's different. It's very different. Like yesterday. No, Monday actually. Again, can't remember what happened 2 days ago. I was introduced to the concept of a rapper named Young Gravy.
I have seen stuff about him. I don't know who he is. I don't know nothing about him.
It's a concept of a rapper. And I was like, what the fuck is a Young Gravy?
Yep.
There are two worlds, the world I live in and the world white people live in.
And it was funny too, because I see stuff about, because I guess like he was trying to date somebody's mama. Like, I don't know what was going on.
He took Addison Rae's mom to the VMAs, and I'm just like, the TikTok girl?
Oh, that's a real person. Okay.
Addison Rae is a real person. She's TikTok dances, I guess. I don't fucking know. Because I'm not in that. That's not my world. Yeah. That doesn't exist to me.
Every once in a while I'll come across TikTok, but it's not because I'm on TikTok. It's because
someone else shared.
My other platform is via TikTok. And I'm like, I'm mad I'm gonna share this, but I was like, this is actually kind of funny. I would never get on TikTok. I don't see the point. Like, if it's good enough, it'll find me. Like, it will surface. Like,
it'll show up in other places.
It will have its longevity and eventually get to me.
Yeah, it'll definitely show up in other places if it's good
I'm not gonna look for good content.
I had it for a bit and I couldn't get the appeal of it. I am annoyed at Instagram's reels because they dominate the Instagram space. And sometimes I just want to look at pictures. Like, I don't want to have to listen. I just want to look at pictures. I don't want to read, just pictures.
But you know what gets me about Reels is that it rolls into the next one. And I hate that because I've definitely looked at the exes unintentionally without knowing that it was going to roll into it. Because I'll look at somebody like, oh, what were they up to? And the next thing you know, I see like my ex's like kid. And I'm like, what the fuck? How they know each other? It's like, no, you're watching their thing. And I think they can tell that you looked at it. I'm like, I don't want them to actually think I'm...
Not so much. You can only tell.
But either way, I don't want the probability that you know that I'm watching. I watched the shit. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. I want to unwatch it. I don't want to know nothing about what's going on with you. I don't give a shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not because I'm stuck up on my ex or anything. It's just I don't care about you. Like, right? Like, so I don't even want to see the video.
Blocked.
Yeah, I probably should block them.
That's how you take care of that, sir.
Yeah, I probably should. It's just negative energy in the world.
It's negative energy. I feel you. I had some hateration on me earlier today because I checked FAFSA. I went to college back in 1998. I don't remember if I have any federal loans. I'm paying back my loans through a private group, but I don't remember if I consolidated or whatever. Whenever I signed up to get student loans, I don't remember what I did. I don't have a clue. So I signed up to FAFSA to see if I had any federal student loans, and I have none. So there is no $10,000 or $20,000 going towards my bill. I got to pay what I got to pay. Darn drat, whatever. My bill isn't crazy. I'll take care of it. But I told a friend, and they found joy in it because they know I got played as a youngster. And I was like, there's hateration in your dancery. And they said, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, it's funny because people are like that in abundance too. Like I have a friend, like I swear, anytime you say something, he always has like a negative viewpoint on it. Where it's like
this person isn't normally negative. It was just one of those.
Oh, but yeah,
it just was like
it's just like, yo, wow. Seriously?
I would drop kick you like that kid did Arnold Schwarzenegger in that clip from years ago.
Yo. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's just like, yo, like that wasn't needed. That's uncalled. I don't need that energy right now.
No, I'm sad because I'm not getting any reprieve. I just got to keep on paying my bills. But
I did read, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate. Like I read it in a couple places where that is actually taxable income.
The 1020?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so even if you do get it, that's gonna maybe jump you up into another bracket.
They're gonna get you.
If you making 30,000, now you're making 40. Like
they gonna get you. So,
yeah, they're gonna hit you on another end. So yeah, they might give you 10, but then all of a sudden you owe $4,000 in taxes and shit.
Yeah, you owe 3,700. Like what?
Exactly. What? 10,000
no
became
tax return.
5. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
you better make a baby real quick because that's all you got.
Offset that shit.
There you go, man. But I had fun recording.
Yeah, same.
And I had to add you, player.
Yes, sir.
Next week it's on you.